Welcome back to Movies on the Focus, the podcast where we dissect cinematic masterpieces and questionable B-movies with equal enthusiasm. I'm your host, Bob, and with me, as always, is the insightful and ever so slightly sarcastic Alice.
Bob, darling, slightly sarcastic, is an understatement. But yes, hello to our delightful listeners. Today's cinematic adventure takes us to the grim, yet gloriously gritty, world of Full Metal Jacket.
That's right, Alice. Released in 1987, this Stanley Kubrick classic isn't for the faint of heart. A war movie that really digs into the psychological toll of combat. It's rated R, naturally. You don't get Kubrick-level intensity without a bit of grit.
Grit indeed. 2 hours and 16 minutes of intense psychological drama and warfare. It follows recruits through boot camp and then throws them into the heart of the Vietnam War. I mean, who needs a happy ending, right?
Exactly. And speaking of intensity, Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, played by the unforgettable R. Lee Ermey, is arguably one of the most iconic movie drill instructors of all time. His performance is legendary, a masterclass in intimidation.
Oh, he's terrifyingly brilliant. But the movie isn't just about the brutality of boot camp. It also shows the disillusionment of war. It's a stark contrast between the intense training and the chaotic reality of combat. The whole thing is brilliantly paced, even if it's a little brutal to watch sometimes.
Absolutely. And critically acclaimed. It was nominated for an Oscar, won a bunch of other awards, and boasts an impressive 8.2 rating on IMDb, a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 78 on Metacritic. Not bad for a movie that basically traumatized a generation.
Those numbers speak for themselves. The iconic scenes, well, where do we even begin? The boot camp scenes, of course. But also, the Born to Kill scene is deeply disturbing but unforgettable. And the Tet offensive sequence? Pure cinematic brilliance.
It's a masterpiece of filmmaking, no doubt. The cinematography, the sound design, the acting, everything is just perfectly executed. The whole movie is a visual poem of war and its psychological impact.
And the ending, oh my god, the ending. It's both disturbing and poignant all at once. I can't think of another ending that stuck with me like that one did. It's a film that stays with you long after the credits roll. Definitely worth a watch, or a rewatch, if you're feeling brave enough.
So there you have it, folks. Full Metal Jacket, a masterpiece of war cinema, a truly unforgettable film experience. Tune in next time for another cinematic adventure here on Movies on the Focus.